Later in the afternoon, youth representatives from the 5 partner states made presentations on various projects in agriculture and value addition. First to give an insight about his business was Ssali, the CEO of Smart Foods Limited, an enterprise that deals in agro-processing and value addition.
One of the main ones, and what we chose to do, is to develop a low-cost, healthy and nutritious product which can be able to act as a meat alternative. And this was based on the fact that cases of high blood pressure in Uganda were so high. People are running to food supplements every now and then, and doctors are recommending to reduce our meat content. So as a food scientist, I realized there was actually a business opportunity here. Can we develop something which can be eaten in place of the high cholesterol foods? And this is where the idea hatched from, that we can actually be able to use soybean to be able to be used in this kind of area. But then this required a lot of R&D and innovation. How do you transform the soybean to taste like a meat-based product? Some of you, I think, are wondering how could we do this, but then as scientists, we said this was something which was viable, and then also being able to transform that science and commercialize it at the end of the day. And I also had the desire to, as a youth, to work with, to see that we can actually have the energy to go up to the end and have these ideas out in the marketplace.
Concerning my experience in farming, from the beginning of our cooperative, I'm its legal representative. We first produced vegetables in greenhouses, but because of the limited access, we started with mushroom production project. We saved it because it is not with a higher cost to start it. Here we have the mushroom in our shade, what we are producing now.
From Burundi, the focus was on empowering Burundi coffee sector, despite the conflicts the country has gone through.
We don't have young farmers right now, because all of them are running from villages to town. Our leading driver of the business, the idea is to stimulate farmers to keep growing coffee by increasing their price and making available all required input and technique for producing high quality coffee. We realized that there is a kind of lack information or maybe communication between all the way of the value chain of coffee producers. Also, we have to encourage youth to create local farming organizations, which are now, we don't have many. In our youth community, we don't have many farmers as young people. Our business idea is to implement new washing stations. We don't have enough washing stations, and we are just thinking to implement some 8 new ones in the north of the country where we have the good climatic conditions.
From Kenya, Evans Kosgei Toroitich focused on the role of a middleman in agribusiness, especially in food security and household income, while Peter Njuguna gave an insight into modern techniques of agriculture, such as greenhouse construction.
The majority of the farmers are small scale, and we are seeing increasing that women are also playing a part, but they're still on small scale. And most of them don't have, they don't own transportation facility to either the private millers or the cereals board who usually buy the maize. And so that's where the middleman comes in. And studies have been done show that where sometimes by populist pressures and then policies are developed to eliminate the middleman, then chances are high of getting acute food insecurity in that region where the policy is being implemented. Why? Because you narrow down those channels of food supply between the producer and the consumer. And also options for trading are also limited.
In agriculture, we should have what we call patience, determination, and the zeal and zest. You must work very hard in farming. You must see your goal just near to you. And the advice that I can give them is, one, to change their attitudes toward farming and actually develop things that can really help them farm so easily, like use of drip irrigation, use of greenhouse farming. They are not labor intensive, so they can be able to work whenever they have got easy time, their free time, and they can be able to make income out of it. So I would encourage youth to go for technology farming and not look as the old style of farming as a way to go. They should change the system of farming.
From Tanzania, Mwalimu focused on rural development mindset development and sustainable rural development.
In supporting youth in agriculture, I'm sure there are about 1,000 youth in groups of about 10 to 20 people in the coast and 1,000 in Tanzania, including this region like Mtwara, Lindi, and one district of Rufiji. The model is successful, bringing together a low and ordinary educated rural farmers and their educated professionals. Those educated professionals in the urban setting, we will put them together with the rural farmers. As well as the model is launching 4 Meassick Business Services Center with the aim of promoting and bringing across the agribusiness activities of services to the farmers.
Kilimo Trust's technical assistant William Zimwe from Uganda discussed transformation of agriculture through inclusive solutions for the sector. He encouraged the youths to focus more on agro-processing.
For the past 50 years, what has been feeding this population has been agriculture. And I can honestly guarantee you, what will be feeding the 7 billion people in the years to come and beyond will still remain agriculture. The East African region is so uniquely blessed that even when you look at other regions like Southern Africa and Western Africa, we still stand out with 80% market for the food staples being here within the 5 ESC countries. That means that you are just trading within the region. You don't have to get an export certificate. And with more integration, like the progress you see with the railways and everything, believe me, this poses a great opportunity for us as youth. So it is not yet too late for you to start planning to tap into this.
At the end of the presentations, the youths came up with 3 solid solutions that included the following: more engagement of the social and mass media avenues in the drive to create the coolness required for creating a pull for youth into agriculture, creation of a Kilimo East African Youth Forum to champion regional issues for youth in agriculture and also showcase more success stories on a more regular basis. Priority action area is to establish youth agriculture clubs like 4K in Kenya and 4H in USA. Increase the involvement of youth in the running of affairs targeting them, including but not limited to projects and leadership within the agriculture sector. Uganda's Youth Member of Parliament for Central Region, Patrick Nakabale, advised the youths to stop looking at agriculture in an old-fashioned way, but to embrace it as a business.
As a young person, I can tell you one reason why young people shun agriculture is that traditional image of agriculture, that whoever is in agriculture is somehow going to be poor. I think we are here to turn that and showcase that agriculture is an investment, it's a business, and whatsoever the case, it is worthwhile, even to our generation.
The day's deliberations were officially closed by USAID's Deputy Mission Director, Meassick, who enumerated a number of issues ranging from the demographics in the region to vocational training, especially on skills related to agriculture.
There is a myth that youth don't want to do agriculture. We've seen that this is not really true at all. What is true is that youth do not want to farm with a stick and a hoe. But they are extremely interested in a modernized approach to agriculture where they can utilize their mobile phones and manage a greenhouse, for example. We need to apply the value chain perspective to youth in agriculture. They can be involved in value addition, in transport, and in a whole array of things using new skills for new forms of agriculture. We need to look at the agri-food system as a whole rather than just imagining a new generation of farmers that replace their parents. We also need to better understand how farming needs to change in order to accommodate this generation of young people and the next. To engage and empower young people in agriculture, the sector needs to be able to address young people's aspirations and their expectations.